Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dark Shadows Reviews on Gemmy Master Animatronics, and today what I have to review for you is the Gemmy life-size animated Beetlejuice figure. Now, this item is kind of a disappointment in a way, but also a really cool piece to add to your collection, simply because the detail on him is pretty great. The only thing I'm not a big fan of is all that green stuff. I've never really watched Beetlejuice, to be honest with you, so uh, I'm sorry if I'm not getting things correct, but all the green stuff on his face kind of takes away from the character. His face isn't as detailed as you would hope for. The hands, however, are really great. And another thing is the hand color for his skin tone doesn't really match the head, in my opinion. Also, the pants, you could see over by the waist there, it doesn't really align up to the actual pant legs, which is another thing that kind of, whenever I look at him, it just draws me to that, and it really sucks. But overall, he does look good. You can you can definitely recognize where he's from just because of the outfit and the face as well. The head in the video, as well as all the sample and prototype pictures, did not look as good as the final product, which is usually the opposite. This one just looks better. It looks more complete, but the neck is pretty long. I would have liked to cut off at least 2 to 2.5 inches of the neck so you see less of that when the head's on the actual body. But overall, he's not terrible. Another thing is, like with the Pennywise, his setup was really good quality. This is more of a 2017 life-size style, kind of like you'd see at Lowe's with the zombie. It has, the regular poles, the regular metal base, and the same style mechanism and body frame. The only difference is he's has a thin plastic shell around the whole body, which you see the same exact thickness and size on the Jack Skellington life-size figure. The only difference between Jack's and this one is it's actually a full body shell in 2 pieces that zip tied together, which I thought was pretty cool. And the outfit does not come on the body when you take it out like it did with Pennywise. It's a 2-piece outfit. You have the pants with the undershirt and then the actual jacket. So it's a 2-piece costume that comes in a separate little bag, and he has a 6-volt 2-amp adapter, which is different from the Pennywise. The Pennywise had a 9-volt 1.5 amp adapter, which is pretty nice because you haven't seen a 9-volt in a while. And I opened up Pennywise first, and I was really excited because I was hoping that he would also be a 9-volt, but no, he was just the 6-volt 2-amp adapter, which it's not terrible, but it's a little disappointing. So real quick, before we show you his phrases, I'll go in and show you a closer look at him, give you a more detailed look. So you can see his face isn't really that bad. His hair is sculpted on, and his hair looks way better here than it did in the stock images and everything. So that's not bad. And then I'll try my best to get a look down at his hands and everything here. I got a new tripod, so I'm kind of still figuring everything out. But his shoes are not attached to the base like the Pennywise was. The Pennywise, his shoes were actually attached to his base and couldn't move around, and it looked really nice. However, these are the same style shoes, what you'd see on a collapsible figure, just you slip them on like you would with the 2017 Lowe's Zombie shoes. Now, showing you the box, unlike the Pennywise, he has his own box, and it's a very odd shape. I'm not too happy with the shape of this one's box, although it does look nice because it has pictures from the movie on there, and it's a complete full 360-degree box with pictures, and it looks nice. You can see at the top it says Beetlejuice, and then it says features: head moves, sound and motion activated, disassembles for easy storage, speaks several phrases in true character voice. And there's a picture, or the stock photo, of Beetlejuice himself right there. So overall, it is an okay piece. I'm not too thrilled with it. It could have been a lot better. However, one thing that did impress me when I took it out was the head. The head, even Pennywise's head, they're very heavy pieces. It's very good quality, the head. It seems like that's where all the detail went into on this guy. And also the mechanism is like a traditional old style Gemmy mechanism, where like with Sally we saw more of like a seasonal vision style mechanism. No, this is an actual Gemmy mechanism that is good quality. But the only issue I have is with his movement, which I don't know if you know, he has one animation, which is also another big letdown to this item. Uh, it's very loud. It's almost like Sally was, but it's not as bad. To the point where it made like this horrific buzzing sound. It's just you hear the gears going while he's moving, and it overpowers the phrases through the speaker. But they could have resolved that with one issue. Now I don't know. I didn't open it yet. I don't know what kind of mechanism he has, but if they gave him a belt-driven mech, that would have taken a lot of pressure off of the gears and allowed him to move more freely and more silently. But I think it's just a regular gear-driven mech, which, with I'm assuming there are quite a bit of gears in there, just makes it very noisy. But besides all of that, he is okay. Like I mentioned before, he's not bad. He didn't disappoint me too much. I was kind of expecting this, but before I keep talking, I'll go plug him in and I'll show you guys what he does. Okay, guys, so I just plugged him in, and I'll show you his phrases real quick.
Let's turn out the juice and see what shakes loose. I lived through the Black Plague and I had a pretty good time during that, because the exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy. Now what do you think? Let's turn out the juice and see what shakes loose. Sandworms. You hate them, right? I hate them myself. What do we got here tonight? Skins. Oh boy, you guys are really a couple of spooksters, aren't you? And the ghost. I lived through the Black Plague and I had a pretty good time during that. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy. Now what do you think?
Okay, guys, so I just unplugged him. As you can see, those were all the phrases. And, I don't know. He's not that great. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but I am happy I own him. Pennywise was definitely better. That was definitely, like, the highlight of this year with Gemmy. And also, I don't know what happened with that one phrase. His head turned farther than it should have. You could hear that, like, click, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what's stopping his head from going, because it goes to 360 and then it just stops. It seems like it didn't catch quickly enough, and it just missed it, which was kind of weird, because that hasn't happened yet. I don't know if that's going to be an issue in design with this item, where it's going to happen, and then it's going to strip the gears while it's going. So I guess we'll just have to see with that. The base also is very large. I don't know if you saw, but it's almost the exact size of the box, just a tiny bit smaller. It's basically two Pennywise bases put side by side, and then an extra 3 inches from front to back on it. It's pretty big, and I don't know why, because I feel like Pennywise should have had a base that size, just because of how he moves with his arm, and it kind of throws him forward and back. He sways a little bit, but him, I can understand why his base is, longer, because he also rocks back and forth, but I don't understand why it's wider. I don't really think he needed that, to be honest with you, and it would have been nice if the shoes were drilled into the base like how Pennywise was. Also, his neck piece, or the bottom of his head, the plate, where it connects to the actual neck mechanism, it's offset on him. What I mean by that is it's kind of tilted upward, or tilted down, so his head tilts down towards the floor a bit, and it's stapled in weirdly. I don't know if that's just on mine, or if that's going to be on every other one when it hits stores, but I feel like that's why he rocks so much. I'm assuming he's meant to be like that, but I feel like they shouldn't have done that, just because, especially with the welding joints on the newer bases, they're very cheap, and there's only a couple little spots where it's really welded on good. I feel like the poles could snap easily, but then again, the Witch from Lowe's last year in 2018, it's just a single pole and it hasn't snapped yet for me, so maybe we'll be okay. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. I'm not expecting too many people to be thrilled with this, and honestly I could see why, but all in all, I'm very happy I got it, and it's pretty unique. I would recommend getting him just to have as more of a static piece, because the head sculpt is just great. Honestly, the camera doesn't really do it justice. In person, it's really good. He looks very realistic with the eyes, especially. One thing I would have really loved to see on him is definitely not mouth movement, because you're not going to be able to see his mouth when his head's turning like that. But maybe, definitely not lighting up eyes. I don't like that because it makes the items look less realistic. Maybe some type of torso movement or arm movement with him. Something, because the one animation he's really lacking. Even Pennywise had two animations. Even the Freddy Krueger that's coming out has two animations from what we've seen in the video. So I don't know why they couldn't have given him two animations, but whatever. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.